Hello and welcome back, guys. Bushcraft family back again with another video. Today, as you read on the title, you're probably wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Well, there are many types of preppers, I'll put it that way. There are many types of preppers on YouTube. And I've kind of seen a trend in them, if you may. Even in their thumbnails, they kind of copy each other with what they put on their thumbnails. The layouts of their thumbnails even. And yes, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, calling other preppers out and whatnot. But again, I do not consider myself a prepper. I never have. I hated the word prepper or prepping or anything in that nature. I know there's a lot of people that have, the prepper name in their names, and it's nothing against anybody, but you see a trend in these. And I'm gonna put it to, there's two kinds of preppers, okay? And again, there's many different versions, but I'm going to put it simply as I can. There are two kinds of preppers. There is the prepper that watches YouTube videos and sees these new gadgets that comes out, and they watch other people how this item works, or a skill that they should be learning, and they watch and they learn. And there's this other prepper that reads a lot of books and sees these new gadgets or skills, and they study these skills or whatever the gadget may be, and they actually go out and practice using said skill or gadget. Unlike the other prepper that watches all this stuff unfold on the YouTube screen or the television, because there are plenty of shows out there that glorify how preppers are supposed to be and things like that. And that's the two different versions of the prepper. And too many times we watch somebody and you think, well, I'm learning a lot from this person and whatnot, and I'm doing this, but yet that's as far as it goes. We'll use a simple ferrocene rod. I've got a very cheap one. We get this thing, and we hook it to our keychain, or we hook it to our backpacks or something like that. And it's a nice little trinket to hang on to and whatnot. But if you've never used one before, and you never felt how it feels to actually get a spark from one of these things, or how to start a fire with one, this thing will not start a fire by itself. This thing, it's just a little rod. It can't do anything. So just having this thing don't mean it will start a fire. There's so much more to consider of just starting a fire. And that could be anything. That could be canning. That could be gardening. And to me, that's what everybody thinks of a prepper should be. I call it a survivalist. Somebody that knows how to garden. Somebody that can garden in the middle of the woods somewhere, or somebody that can garden in the back of a yard. Somebody can garden in a bucket. Learning to do these things and learning how to grow something and then get more seeds from what they're growing so that they can have another year after that. How to reproduce your own food. That is so more important than a lot of this gadgets and everything that they try to get you to buy. And again, that's the trend of these preppers, that they the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes they get you with the punchline, and then, oh, help me out by buying this or buying that, and oh, if you use this code, you get 10% off and this and that. Where's the prepping stuff? Yeah. The community has gotten so bad. Just in the YouTube community, I'm talking about, has gotten so bad. There is a lot of people that just don't want to hear it anymore. It's goes in one ear and out the other, and that's bad, because there's so much to learn, and it's just not like, oh, I can start a fire with the ferrocene rod or anything like that. Let me see you start a fire in the pouring rain, or how to get the wood, how to find something dry in a snowstorm or a rainstorm or something like that. How to find shelter when everything is soaking wet. Learn things like that. And learning in a book is wonderful. Books are wonderful things. But as soon as you get done learning that stuff in a book, go out and actually do it. That way you have the knowledge and the skill with your hands to do these things. And I think that the community has gotten so far from that. It's just sitting in front of a screen. You don't learn anything. There are so many skills that you can learn. You don't have to go outside, and build fires and these shelters and things when you don't need it. Going out in the woods and building a fancy little shelter when you can go home and get in bed when you're done. That's totally different than trying to actually go out and survive for multiple months. There's a big difference in that, when just in the thinking alone, because if you're going out there and you're practicing making shelters, but you got in your head, I'm going to go home and watch the game later tonight, and I'll come back and do it tomorrow. There's a big difference in the survival part of that. And too much, again, I think that the prepper is just a wasted name nowadays. It's the fall of the whole idea of being a prepper, because it's just a title nowadays. It's just the thing on the side of a thumbnail. We need to actually get back into learning this stuff, getting the tools, and actually go out and actually learn how to use it. And just don't learn how to use it when it's the middle of summer and everything's all dried out and everything. Go out when it's raining. Go out safely. Go out when it's raining, and try to find things that are dry. Take a Bic lighter with you and find what you think is dry, where you would find these things, and try to light it and see if it lights up. If it doesn't light up, it's not going to light up with a ferrocene rod. We need to get back to actually physically learning skills. And it doesn't have to be, making a fancy fort or making fires or anything. It could be canning. It could be gardening. How to use tools that don't have a battery or a plug on it. How to carve and things like that. There's so many things to learn. And if we're wasting our time talking about things that don't matter anymore, we're forgetting what it is to survive. And 100 years ago, these people knew how to survive because they didn't have all this fancy technology and things. They either learned how to do stuff or they just died. And you don't want to be that person. But I hope everybody understands where I'm coming from with this. I'm sure there's going to be some that don't agree, but that's the name of the game, I guess. Until next time, like always, God bless.